This week on the program, a Black Lives Matter trademark mural is scrubbed when someone requests a MAGA mural to be painted nearby. Later, in a Houston drive-thru, you can now order some G-string with a side of titties. Also, Dr. Fauci finally admits to lying about masks. We have the tape. And finally, Trader Joe's line of Mexican cuisine is canceled due to racism. No me gustó. This is Emergency Exit.
This exit is for emergencies only.
That's right. This is episode 165. Today is July 22nd, 2020. It's again 10 on 10 in our floating tin can. Far above the world.
I was holding my breath like as if we were in gravity or anti-gravity. Yeah.
Like you're floating. Well, I am Los. You can follow me on Twitter at That's Right Los. Joining me, as always, is David, the holy Hispanic Aguilar. That's right. And making
gotta
sure
go Catholic with it and do the.
You're anointing yourself in liquor. Making sure we're streaming live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all the streams. Is Brandon the Haired Hat Mitchell. That's right.
All of them. What's up, people?
Co-host of the Rewatch Party on Emergency Exit Podcast Network. Check out the shirt I'm wearing today.
Uh-oh.
Look at that.
Stunning. Stunting.
How about that shirt? Isn't that nice? Well,
So fly.
that's right. That's our new shirt. Isn't that cool? We're going to have koozies too. So whatever, right? Well, you know, we've got a lot to talk about. As I said, we've got Trader Jose. We've got Dr. Fauci.
Yeah, Dr. Fauci.
Some Black Lives Matter trademark. Some democracy.
Some democracy.
Some chapete. Well, we've got all that, but first we got to take care of one little thing, and that's the Brew World Order. It's the Brew World Order. All right. What do we got today? We've got Professor Black Sour Cherry Stout from Blue Owl Brewing right here on Cesar Chavez Street in Austin, Texas. This is a seasonal ale with Montmorency cherries. I've never heard of those cherries, and milk sugar. It is 6.1% alcohol by volume. Not much to say about this. It is a sour. That's what they specialize out there in the Blue Owl world. I've been there a few times. I've gone to a few tastings. That's one smart beer. It's a smart beer. You know, there's smartphones, there's smart cars. Now there's smart beer. Let me read that bad boy.
Yeah, apparently when you drink it, it reads you.
Let's see here. It is our cherry stout. Isn't by the book, but it'll pair great with your next study group. Flavor profile is sumptuous cherry stout with swanky finish. Roasted malt with a complex dark fruit and tart cherry flavor. Well, let's give it a crack and let's see what we got here. That was a weak
Give
crack.
me a little splash on my face. Like it.
Hey, that's never a bad thing.
And no, it's not.
Ooh,
Wow.
that smells sour.
It does.
Wow, it's got the stout taste, like chocolate, right? But then it's got that sour, what do they call that? Gose beers?
Gose.
Yeah. Gose?
Gauche. Apparently that's what we pronounce it. Gauche. Yeah.
Okay. It's got that taste, but then it also's got that gnarly stout taste. This is really weird. Brandon, what do you think about this beer?
Oh, right out of the gate. 1. Just a 1.
He's going to 1? What?
Yeah, 1. That's right.
Oh, my God. Okay. That's low as hell. What do you got?
You know what? I'm going to get, because I don't specialize in sours,
Yeah.
I can't rate this what I want to rate it, so I'm going to give it a 2.5.
2 point. This is not doing so well. I agree with these guys. It does not taste that great. The sour is nice. The sour cherry is really good, but that stout really...
The aroma is really good, too. Like, it smells really, really good. It's like, it has like... It's like a very, like, it's almost like a candy, like a sour candy smell. And,
right.
And then when I drink it, like that stout.
tastes like sour diarrhea after that.
Yeah, it's weird.
They really fucked this one up with this one. So this is going to get a very low 1.5. That's right. I think it's one of the lowest ones I've ever done before. And that's the Brew World.
Yeah.
That's right.
I mean, they have good
Should
beers.
we keep it spinning if it's something we
Sure, why
rated
not?
so low?
No, why not?
Sour cherry.
Let's go to number 1 here. So I found this video as I normally do when I'm scrolling Reddit. First thing I do is wake up in the morning. I put my Reddit on. I get my phone on and I put Reddit on. And first I look at the bonsai.
Okay.
So first of all, here is my lovely dwarf pomegranate bonsai here with the mud man
Also
and a
known
nice
as
rock.
The midget tree.
Carlos and it's like you searched for that for the description. Yes, that's a dwarf pomegranate tree. I am into bonsai. I love it. So I thought I'd share that.
Is that soothing and calming to take care of?
There's nothing better than it's at first I want to get home as soon as possible. Like I want to get home so that I can water my plants and just sit there and just like look at them, maybe prune one of them. And I've got over 20 plants on my patio, all in containers, and
Show them a little bit of love.
show them some love. You know, decide if they need some fertilizer. Yeah, I very much look forward to going home, and it's relaxing. You're nourishing something, and you know, I've killed a few plants, and that's to be expected when you try to get into something like this. But I'm trying to right now. I'm really wanting to try to get some junipers going. I drove to like 360 and 183 area where there's those nice limestone cliffs, and there's like these really cool fucking junipers that are just out. They're just hanging out on the cliffs. They're called Yamadori if you like can collect them.
Yamadori.
Yamadori means collected from the wild. Oh, you could have just put them on, and we could have said,
All right, I'll do that next
"Yeah,
time.
do that
Call
next
or call
time."
back.
Sorry about that. We'll you can call back.
I was going to say, my wife right now is trying to grow some habaneros.
Nice.
Yeah, because so she's working on our garden patio thing also, and she found 2 plants that somebody threw away, and she brought them back to life already. And it's like in 2 or 3 days.
That's great.
Yeah.
Hey, could you go to my Zigzag Man Instagram? I want to show some of these here.
Zigzag.
I'm sort of proud of my little garden, what it's becoming here. He's just doing some resetting of some appliances. We've got like 10 screens all around us. It's crazy.
The government is watching us very, very well right now. They got every angle covered.
The government loves us. It's funny, too. There were people like, you're not worth microchipping, and like, what are you talking about? Of course they want, it doesn't matter how like important you think you're not or you think someone else isn't. Like that's all the reason for them to do that kind of stuff. And
the government understands it, like just one person out of line is one person too much.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah,
They know
especially when it's like they want to control. I mean, for instance, this whole Fauci thing with masks. We'll get into that in a little bit. Don't let us forget.
And I'm fucking listening to the Snowden conversation with Rogan the last couple of days too, and it's just been blowing my mind again.
I didn't watch that one,
dude. It's so crazy.
You know what is on Rogan right now is Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, I listened to it.
Yeah, I'm going to listen to it tomorrow. I mean, it's not like I don't know what they're going to talk about. I listen to Shapiro every day he's on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the one podcast I'll listen to all the way through every day. And then what else do I listen to? Andrew Klavan as well.
Klavan's a good one.
I really like Klavan. He's funny, and I love his little laugh there.
Yeah, it's not seeing this display. Shit got fucked up when you had me change everything around.
It's not seeing that display.
Yeah.
Oh, can you just put it on this display? You're going to have to turn around, I guess.
Yeah, just take this call.
Okay, we'll take this call.
Yeah.
You're on the air, caller. What's up?
That is Rob.
Hey, Rob.
Hey, what up, Rob?
Once again, we meet. How's it going?
Man, what are y'all doing knocking Fauci, man? The dudes work for Republican and Democratic. I'm sorry, I can't the word.
Administrations.
Well,
and, listen, this is my take on it.
The
Maybe
man knows what he's talking about.
I'm sure he does. No, you're right. Listen,
let me answer these, and then I'm through. You could answer them.
Okay.
And Donald Trump said
It's your
the
show
woman who was the pimp for the dude that supposedly committed suicide. His name escapes me now.
That's okay.
Epstein?
For procuring all of the underage girls. He thinks, he wishes her the best. He wishes her the best. You got Goya beans up there.
Wishing her the best. I thought about that too. And I was like, why would he say like wishing the best? Because maybe she's got information and wishes her that she doesn't die so that she can reveal all that information. Yeah, totally. Whatever you said there, man.
And Dave, stand up. I bet your pants are full of holes. That's the only way you're holding. Come on, man.
Man, what? I ain't got no hole in my pants. What you talking about?
Take it easy.
Come on, Rob. I ain't no hippie.
So yeah, our beef with
No, I just drop the libertarian stuff. You admit that there is an evil man in the White House who's got 666 carved in the back of his head, more than likely.
it says the guy
And
that
when
wishes
you have to
every
wake up,
Republican
when
to
you
get
have to
wake
COVID
up
so
to
that
the
they'll
fact
die.
Are you talking about Adam Schiff?
Every day
You're talking about Adam Schiff?
off the government.
Or what's his name? The guy that looks like the penguin?
Adam Schiff.
No, the other guy, the fat
What
one.
did he do? Ask the ambassador that he
know.
appointed to
Forget
England
his name.
twice to make whatever they had there, the Masters
See,
of the
but-
British
but-
Open at his beautiful course in Turnberry.
So
Rob.
hey,
And then
Rob.
the coward.
Hey, Rob. So real quick about Fauci. Fauci Marx there.
Fauci.
You know, why did he tell us no masks and then he says, "Oh no, absolutely masks"? Why would he do such a thing?
Mhm.
Let me ask you this first. Do you know how come Groucho is called Groucho?
Why?
Because back in the day when vaudeville first started in the 1915s, what you wore this little leather sack around your neck that you kept like your money and any of your valuables in. It was called a grouch sack. And Groucho always wore one, so they called him Groucho. Just like you might like to know that.
Oh, that's nice.
Nice.
Nice little trivia. We can always get some good trivia off of you there. So Fauci Marx there. So why would he lie to us about masks?
Oh, man, he was not lying about masks. He had said from the get-go that if everyone would wear masks, he said he can't go against the president if you would listen to the whole context of that one that Fox News only plays 2 seconds of. Fauci is on the
I don't
side
watch
of
Fox
science.
News.
He's been with both, like I said, it's both administrations, Democrats and Republicans. The man is a man of science. The man right now is saying, we will
listen,
not eradicate
no
this.
doubt
I
about that.
believe
He's
it.
into science.
Mhm.
For a second, listen. But there's an interview with him where he said there's no need for masks. They don't even work. We'll play the clip here, but he said they won't work. And then he was deposition where he said, "Listen, we had to say that because there was a shortage," which means he kept back information. Basically, he didn't. It's not basically. He flat out lied and said that masks weren't needed. Nobody should be wearing masks. They don't even work. You know. And
The
then
president doesn't ever keep back information.
hey, listen. No, Fauci said that on a 60 Minutes interview, and then he comes out and says. He comes out and says that we said that because of this, which he said that he lied on purpose so that there wouldn't be a shortage of masks for people that actually did need them, like the frontline workers. Now, what else isn't he lying to? What else isn't he telling us right now that he'll reveal and say that it was? Well, we had to say that
A month from now.
a month from later.
You already know that within a couple weeks, all about 30 states are going to be shut back down for another month or two, including Texas. You know this.
I don't know
You
it.
don't have to be a scientist to know this. All you have to do is read the statistics every day. We're headed back for a shutdown because Donald Trump is a stupid ass.
Why? But what is Trump doing that is making a shutdown?
How about he doesn't have a goddamn brain cell in his head?
That isn't a good
criminal
answer.
family.
Not a reason.
It's a criminal organization, dude. Come on.
But what is he doing that is hindering us from? Because everywhere I go in Austin, everybody I see is wearing a mask. Everybody is abiding by the rules.
When was the last time you saw a president have a attorney general who was not attorney general for the United States of America and follow his oath, and instead is Donald Trump's personal lawyer? Yes, his Roy Cohen, one of the most despicable men out of the 19th century. So all I know is the facts are all there. You ignore them all. I can't help you. All I can do is try to help you seize in the pan and wonder why you're spinning the Goya beans there. Y'all think that's real hilarious.
Dude, we were talking about it last week. Where were you last week?
Straight from one
Look.
second to another.
For
Why
Goya
did
is the
the
reason my
president
family has food on the
say
table
that
today. Okay.
masks are good? Finally, the president has said He's trying to act like we're at the beginning of April, and he's his mastermind. Donald Trump is obviously the stupidest motherfucker ever been on this planet.
Well, you may be right.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
But
And-
hey, as
what?
usual, I'm not gonna take up all your time, and I'm gonna tell you what I always tell you.
wait,
Rose,
what's
I
your
think
be?
you're a
What's
great
your?
guy. I really like that T-shirt. If it's available on an online store, I'd like to get one.
Well, you can go to
And-
you can go to Facebook, and you may find a link.
There will be a link there.
Anyways, hey Rob, what's your beef with Goya? All of a sudden, that's like last week's news.
With Ivanka Trump and all them. You know the deal, man. You talked about it with me time last week to talk to you about it. The Goya, we were having a discussion about the difference between Goya and garbanzo beans and
Yeah,
all that
I made
kind
a
of
joke.
stuff.
I don't think you got it.
It's weird to be a shill.
So, are you boycotting Goya? Saying Goya way now?
I've never liked Goya, man. I'm a hominy man.
Ooh.
Okay. How much?
I know. That's
How much have they donated to charities? Hominy. I guess you have to look that up.
Hominy, man, like I ain't checked on that. I've been keep going back to the hospital every 3 days for this damn food infection. Which the only good thing is they give you a little morphine because of the pain.
Mm.
But I'm basically down to eating Jello, pudding, and soup, and it's not going to be a good month because I feel like I'm starving, man. I know I'm already 126 pounds, 5'6", so it's not like we're talking about
126
Donald
pounds,
Trump,
soaking wet.
5 times the obese rate.
Hey, so it's good to talk to you again. Of course you're wrong, but we still love you.
We still love you, Rob.
Of course.
And maybe one day I'll
But
reveal that
I'm
I've been
just
trolling you
bringing
the
up
whole time now.
guys, and I also wanted to make sure that you guys knew. You think I wasn't watching you every week? I'm watching every hour and a half of it, dude.
That's what I'm talking about.
absorbing it. I'm watching you.
Oh, good, man.
I enjoy, overall, I enjoy your show. I disagree with every minute of it and wish I was sitting here counter-twittering and fact-checking everything y'all said, but I can't. But I love you guys, and, I just want the best for you. That's
That's
all,
what I'm talking
man.
about, Rob.
Yeah, man, we love you, Rob. And would you say a prayer for Rob real quick?
Of course, Rob. I just pray that you feel better. I pray that just you have an amazing next and until the end of the year, Rob. I just pray that you be good in Jesus' name, Rob. Amen.
That's right.
That's what I'm talking about. That's right.
In Jesus' name, that's
That's
right.
right.
I appreciate that. I appreciate the fact when people pray for me. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's one of the highest forms of flattery.
That's
I
right.
appreciate
Yes.
that.
All right,
All right,
man.
Rob. We'll
Have
talk to
a
you later,
good
Rob.
day. That's right. Well, speaking of preaching, are we able to get video yet?
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. We're back with video.
Audio
So-
is going to be questionable.
All right, we'll figure that out. So there's this street preacher that's, preaching on the street, and there are people, expressing their freedom of speech as well by dancing around him and impeding his freedom of speech, but saying that they've got freedom of speech to impede his freedom of speech. It doesn't work that way. That's
Yeah.
called fascism. I want you to watch this video and tell me how you feel about it. As you can see, the guy's walking away, and they're crowding him.
Isn't that sexual harassment?
It's definitely harassment. It's fascism, as far as I can see.
It's and you're going against his religion.
Yes, he's probably very much like Pence, and only goes out and hangs out with dudes and his wife. That's it. What's his shirt say?
The Grace Team.
Preaching Jesus Christ. That's right. But look at this. I mean, if you guys won. That would be funny if he broke out and danced. How do you guys feel about that out there? Give us a call. Our numbers below. I get it. They all have freedom of speech, but he's walking away so that he can do his street preaching, but he can't do that because they keep following him
Exactly.
and dancing around him, have their loud music. Who's in the right here? I think the preacher just wants to say his piece and wants to preach the word of God.
Well, it's dumb because even you know, when I watch some of the Alex Jones rallies, or not even rallies, but when they go out and ask people questions, and they're trying to ask questions to people in line, and there's always a group of people who's getting in front of them and making a barricade, and it's we're just using our freedom. You know what I mean? It's
they keep using that. Oh, we're this is freedom. We can do this. No, you're impeding someone else's
and then
speech.
It's well, don't push me. It's well, you're pushing me first. You're around me. You're invading my space. What do you expect me to do?
I don't like that people have to shut out this guy because he's just talking about God.
But if he let's say he wasn't a Christian, let's say he was talking about something else, maybe something else, and he doesn't believe that you have to respect women. He just turns around and starts beating these women. Would he be right or wrong?
Well, if he started pushing them, they'd be all "What's up, bro?
Exactly.
What's up, bro?"
Yeah, and it's wait, you're invading my space, but you don't like when I invade yours, right? I'm pretty sure he doesn't appreciate being twerked on, and it's and again, it's well, if I push you and you don't like being pushed, and I don't like being twerked on, then don't fucking do that to me, and I won't push you. You know what I mean? It's called respect,
which they lack that.
Yes, big time,
because of their own thoughts on Christianity, their ill will. I mean, does this guy going to bomb somebody? Is he going to fight somebody, or is he just going to talk about God? Mm-hmm. And would you do the same if this was an Islamic preacher on the street? Would you do the same thing? Would they do the same thing? Probably not.
Hell no. If that was Islam, a black Hebrew Israelite, the only people that would do this is probably Mormons, Jehovah's Witnesses, Christians, people who look goofy.
Christians are the most persecuted fucking religious
besides
group
the Jews
in the world.
Besides the Jews, yes.
Well, the Jews, there's something up with the Jews.
I mean,
why do they got all the money?
Hey, are you want to get Nick Cannon? You want to get Nick Cannon?
Well, yes. Well, the Caucasians came down from the Caucasian mountain or whatever it was. The Caucasus Mountains.
From the Caucasus Mountain.
And because they lack melanin.
I mean,
they're inferior to people that have melanin because melanin's got vitamins.
All the nutrients that make you a nicer person.
You don't burn in the sun.
Nope. You absorb.
Black people get burned in the sun, don't they?
They get darker. I tan real quick.
They don't sunburn. No, of course they sunburn. It's skin.
Yes.
Skin is going to burn. Mm-hmm. I don't care what color you are. Matter of fact, I thought black absorbs heat a little more. I don't like how that's rocking so much. Anyways.
Speaking of black, Houston.
Oh, yeah. Well, I did mention this in the intro here, but go to number 3 here. We've got...
That was a horrible transition,
Houston is home to a drive-through strip club. I think this is hilarious, actually. Now, would you go to a strip club and look at how exciting that looks? They got their big roulette wheels.
You got to be kidding me.
We got a caller here. Let's get that caller in. I'm sure they're going to want to talk about this preacher. You're on the air, caller.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
Oh, very well, man. What you calling about?
I was just trying to see what you guys are talking about. I was watching for a little bit and see what the topic is, what the conversation is.
Well, we got a lot of stuff we're going to talk about today, especially how Fauci lied to the American public and is totally okay with doing that. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about Trader Joe's line of Mexican cuisine, also known as Trader Jose. That got shut down real quick. Black Lives Mural.
I don't know anything about that.
Black Lives Matter trademark mural got taken down because somebody wanted a MAGA mural next to it. So they took care of that.
Okay.
But yeah, right now we were going to talk about the Houston strip club that's a drive-through.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I've heard about those. That's during the COVID, they had to try to make some money somehow, so they changed through the drive-through. And that's pretty good. I like that. I mean, it works, right?
I think that it's brilliant. It's working, and why not get some G-strings and titties?
Well, I mean, but what's next? Are they going to start doing delivery?
Food as you're
are they going to be doing delivery services after this?
Yeah.
No, it's no to-go service on the titties there.
It's pretty smart.
I think there's food.
But, hey, actually, I want to talk about something else, though.
Okay.
You didn't really hit a string with me. I want to talk about. I don't know too much about it because I'm just looking into it currently, but the whole pedophilia thing going on right now, I mean, I think that goes really, really deep, and I think it goes back a long, long time.
Well, I think it definitely involves rich people because they've got so much money. Normal things just don't excite them anymore,
Exactly.
and so they do this thing. And there was you remember Brandon a while back? There was this guy on. He owned a radio station, and he played these like PSAs talking how to hide your child pornography.
shit.
Remember?
Yeah, man,
What?
He
that
aired
was
this
way
stuff.
early.
What was his name?
I can't remember the guy's name, but he owned a radio station. And he said, "This is how you hide it because it's un-American for government to come in and tell you that you can't, love children,
Right.
And
Have
that's
you heard that they use the keyword chicken to describe child?
yeah.
pedophilia shit that you're
So
doing?
there was like
So
a problem.
go ahead.
There was a problem on YouTube where there were like kid videos and
Mhm.
such, and people would just post up timestamps,
Yeah.
so that you can just go to the kid with in a bikini or something. Yeah, it got pretty bad for a while over there, and they changed the whole platform to make it like kid friendly, and you couldn't. I think you got.
Yeah.
You're sort of responsible for your.
Yeah, you
your
have
comments.
to check on you have to go through your video and say whether or not it's
Well,
good
what
for
was
kids and all
the
that.
what was the most recent the online sales? They sell like furniture items when they
Oh,
were trying
Wayfair.
to, yeah, Wayfair. That
Mhm.
whole thing kind of brought light to my attention. I was like, oh, what's going on here? And I did a little bit of research, not much. I'm just kind of, I used to do a lot of research on every topic, but now I'm just like, I'm gonna live in my bubble and just stay true to my family. That's where I live right now. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But with the current situation, with everything going on and all the control they're putting on us, it's like, what are they really doing behind the back? Like, this is a front for everything that's going on. The COVID shit, to me personally, is a front for everything they're doing behind the scenes.
Yeah,
and
and
it started with Epstein. You know what I mean?
yeah, and what a coincidence right now that they're going after Fox, Tucker Carlson, and Sean Hannity. Two people who have been shooting it straight for a long while right now. And not only that, like
Yeah.
even if you go back to when Clinton and Trump were going at each other, even Trump told Clinton like, "Hey, just wait." You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna clean the swamp. Like, you're going to prison. You know what I mean? Like, so people who are looking at Trump as the bad guy of all this. I'm like, he actually called this when he was running. He said that this is what he's coming in to do. How are you getting mad at a guy when he's doing what he said he was going to do?
It makes
Well,
sense.
here's my opinion. Here's my opinion on Trump personally.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't vote. I don't really have an opinion, but I'm going to give you my opinion.
Go for it.
I don't think he's a bad president. I think he's a decent president. I think he's a fucking piece of shit person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think he's a piece
I
of
don't
shit
disagree.
person. I think he's a decent president. I think he does have America's values in his mind, and I think he wants to make America rich. And I think that's why he could do better for us than any other president has done, because he has that base. He's brought up in the business. As far as public speaking, and I mean, he's just stupid. He shouldn't say a lot of the shit yet he says. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But as far as does he know what's going on behind the curtain? No, I don't think he has any idea what's going on.
Actually,
you know what I mean?
I actually think he has a. So I think the reason he ran for president was to save America from being sold to China. Because when you look at Biden, when you look at Obama, when you look at Clinton, they were all in China's pocket. I feel like Trump.
for sure.
I feel like Trump saw what was going on. I feel like Trump sat in these rooms and these boards with these people, hearing their idea. And Trump, I think, is just an American guy. I think Trump just
But
loves
do you
America,
think
loves
he was
making
bought,
money in
though?
America.
Do you think he was bought?
No.
No.
I think Trump saw what they were gonna do. He said, "No, I love America. I don't want to fucking give up my freedom for China." Like, I think everybody else is looking for world domination, and I think Trump is just a guy who likes America, who wants to be rich. I think
And I agree,
that's how
but
easy
do
it
you
is.
think that he's so? How do you feel personally, you two guys that I'm talking to right now? Not what you've researched. You personally, how do you feel about the whole COVID situation? Do you think it's a farce? Do you think it's inflated? The numbers are inflated. I mean, how do you feel about that?
Of
personally?
course.
Well, we have talked about lots of studies and lots of different reports of it being overinflated. How one person will write down all the people that they were in contact with, and they are called probable cases,
Yes.
which go onto the case count. So
Exactly.
it could be 10
And
times
that-
higher
and
than
that-
it actually
and
is.
then when that happens, if you put somebody that comes in with lung sickness and they get put on the respirator for 1 or 2 seconds, if you classify as a COVID death, your hospital automatically gets money
Yep.
donated to your hospital to continue to thrive. Because
Well, not
the
only
hospital's on
that.
the verge of-
Any smart doctor would tell you that once you put someone on a a respirator, it's pretty much a done deal, man. Like, because then your body stops breathing
so
for itself.
They're going to classify all these deaths. They're going to classify all these deaths as COVID deaths, even though they're not. That's why the number's inflated.
Yep.
But the question
And
is
I don't
why they
understand
would
why
do
people
that.
don't realize that. Why? Because they're fighting against Trump. In my opinion, they're fighting against Trump. They want to destroy the American dollar. They want to destroy society because they don't want them to win again. I mean, honestly, that's really where I'm at. That's where I'm at right now.
I think you're 100% right. There's nothing wrong about that at all. I mean, you are saying that this is their game. They don't want kids to go back to school when all available science and data says kids are not going to die from this. It's totally safe for them.
No.
But teachers unions are like, we're not going to go to school.
And the reason is because what they want to do is once Trump is out of office, they want to go back to his administration and undo everything he did and say, look at how many people died on his watch. Look, right, all the numbers that are inflated, right? If Biden goes in, those numbers are going to stay up. You know what I mean?
Guess what Pelosi called it? Called the virus. I think it was yesterday or today. Called it Trump virus.
What?
We're gonna call this the Trump virus from now on. No fucking shit.
She really fucking said that.
She said that. Can we get that that link up? Watch, you may be able to hear it on there.
Dude, the dude literally just wore the mask for the first time recently. Like, he knows the shit's bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yes. He
knows it's bullshit.
He definitely knows it's bullshit. And I don't know why. It's this one, number 4. So yeah, they try to play Trump's game by using, kind of call names, and they will actually say some shit like, "Oh, he's racist because he said kung flu or whatever." Yep. But yeah, so here,
and then he kept saying that when he got a rise out of the crowd, he kept saying it too. He's like, "Oh, this is my ticket."
All right,
here's
Nancy Pelosi.
Here's Pelosi in maybe a commercial. Hopefully, it's no commercial. But yeah,
I'm patient. I'll wait.
She's going to be talking to Wolf Blitzer.
She said
there
Trump
it is.
Flew for real.
Yeah, listen to this.
Speaker Pelosi,
and we're buffering.
Thank you so much for joining us. We have lots to discuss, but let me start with the president's news conference he just had on the pandemic. He encouraged people to go ahead and wear masks. He admitted that things will get worse before they get better. He said eventually it's going to disappear. How far do you think all that goes in addressing this crisis that's still killing hundreds of Americans every single day?
Well, I think with the president's comments today, he recognized the mistakes that he has made by now embracing mask wearing, and the recognition this is not a hoax. It is a pandemic that has gotten worse before it will get better because of his inaction.
Has it, though?
And in fact, clearly, it is the Trump virus.
Well, what do you mean when you say the Trump virus?
Can you believe that?
Virus.
The Trump virus.
Funny, dude. I have not heard that. That's good shit right there. I like that.
And it's funny because
honestly, so hey, what's that old movie? I always forget what the fuck it's called. So when they introduce the president and they come in, he's like, "Now introducing your next president," and it's all big stage. What is that movie
with
called?
Terry Crews?
No. It's where the dude crashes. He crashes into the dude's house and he becomes his lawyer. He's like, "Yeah, I'm your lawyer," and he's all stupid as fuck. Like, what is that movie called?
Idiocracy. Yeah. You were talking about
where we're living right now, dude. That's where we're living right now.
Yep.
I don't know. I'd really like Terry Crews to be the president
Terry
right
Crews
now, dude.
The president would be
He's
dope.
kicking ass, man. He's
even standing up for
he's standing up for he's against Black Lives Matter trademark because he knows it's not just about Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter trademark. Well, Black Lives Matter trademark is a group of Marxists, trained Marxists that are trying to eliminate patriarchy, and it's not just about black people dying because they don't care about black people dying.
But the people that support BLM, Black Lives Matter, they do have the best interest at heart. They really do. They don't understand where it came from, who's leading it, they don't understand any of that. And what the news is going to portray is they're only going to portray black people committing crime. That's what they're going to show you. You know what I mean? That's the only thing they're going to show you is because they want a racial divide in the country to fucking separate society and be able to control. Because once you don't have a aligned society, you have more control over that society. If you have segregation in different groups, you can control those groups in different ways. Facebook ads, fucking anything you want. You know what I mean? That's the scary thing about the world we live in right now is they can fucking pinpoint exactly who you are as a person and put stuff in your face to make you believe a certain aspect.
Yeah,
of
divide
life.
and conquer. That's been the oldest trick in the book. You
exactly.
divide
That's
and conquer.
An old
yep.
That's an old war tactic they're still doing to us now. And the shitty part about it is people don't fucking understand it, dude.
Mm-hmm.
People do not understand it.
Well, and that's why I always
scary,
say, like,
dude.
when you don't understand history, when you don't read history, whether it's American history, Roman history, Greco history, whatever it is, Jewish history, like, if you do not read history, then you do not know that these are old tricks. These are things that they've been doing since the dawn of the ages, right? And so when we see all this going on, it shouldn't surprise us. You only look back to JFK, look back to presidents in the past, the way they're treating Trump, they've treated other presidents this way. You know what I mean? So it's like, don't be surprised. And, and it's weird because I'll read articles from like the 50s and 60s, and the verbiage is so near what we're saying nowadays. It's crazy.
It is crazy, dude.
Yep.
It's crazy how much control they have over you now, especially since the Patriot Project. I mean, that's what brought control over the United States. I mean, they just, right then and there, they took over. They were fucking brainwashed. We're all fucking robots. And that's the sad part about it. Even if you want to add in the what is that fuck they call it? The lesbian fucking gay community. I'm not
the
trying to be
LGBT?
against
The alphabet people.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
alphabet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not nothing against those people that choose to be that, but they put it in your face so much. I mean, I listened to a podcast recently where the percentages have gone up so much just because of social media, because people, teenagers, kids and girls and boys think that's what they're going through, even though they're not.
The other day,
social media.
The other day, my wife and I were at Target, and like we're waiting in line, and I turn, and the kids section has this huge pride section where it's like
I saw that,
he, she, all these weird things, and it's like
in your face. It's all in your face.
Yeah, it's like why are you telling kids this?
If you want to throw that back to the history, like you were talking about, history repeats itself. I mean, in the Roman days, being gay was acceptable. I mean, you had multiple partners, you were with women and men, and everything was
pedophilia was big.
That's another thing about that, and that's what my new topic of study is going to be about. And I don't want to, because I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but I do because I want to understand what's going on. And with everything that's going on, and I really think this fucking whole COVID shit is just a fucking ploy to just drag people from what's really fucking going on.
So
like, what I mean?
I'll tell you this. So I wrote a paper in seminary talking about how the decline of Rome and other civilizations came through pedophilia and hedonism, the just indulging of the flesh. Hedonism is just pretty much do whatever makes you happy in a sense. And when you study the Roman society, they had the best writers, they had the intellects, but once the philosophers started getting into pedophilia and all this, that's when the Roman Empire started to decline. And when you track any civilization, that's what happens.
That's when one viewpoint was taken over, other than the other viewpoints that were existing in life. And that's what they pushed. They pushed that forward, and they've been pushing it forward for hundreds of years. And that's what pisses me off about fucking society. Is like, I talk to people on a daily basis. Like, I'm pretty open about my thoughts and feelings, and I talk to people, and they're just so fucking blind and deaf to the truth of what's going on. They want to absorb anything that's told to them through social media, through the news fucking outlets, and they're all controlled. They're all paid for and bought and ran by elite members of society, and that's not just the United States, worldwide. If you got money, you run the world, and there's no fix to it. I mean, there is no fix to it. I don't know if you're a religious person, but the only fix to it, in my opinion, is God comes back and he takes the safe souls off earth. I mean, that's the only fix. There is no fix. We're so far past any method of just, I don't even know what the word is. I mean, we're just too deep into the hole where we can never climb out of it. I really believe that.
Well, and again, yes, I'm a very religious person, and that's where I would say that Jesus Christ is the only way out. Because and this is something I even talked.
You can't say just Jesus Christ.
Well,
you can't say just Jesus Christ,
and this is like, even when I had a conversation with somebody about cancel culture, and I even said this is where Christianity is so beautiful, because in Christianity we say that
it's not just Christianity, though. There's other religions that are beautiful as well.
Well, I mean, we can get into that later, and I would love to get into that topic but what I'm saying about Christianity is that Christianity says, come as you are, and there is no conviction, right? Like you just come as who you are before God, and when you think about cancel culture nitpicks everything about you and says you're not good enough, you're not good enough, you're not good enough. But Jesus says you're never going to be good enough, and that's why I love you. You know what I mean? And that's where it's like cancel culture to me, like it's a great conversation with people, because now you feel like you're a piece of shit, and I'm like, yeah. You are, and so am I, and that's why we need Jesus, because we're all pieces of shit.
And then what's the fix? And then they give you the fix. What's the fix to the reason I feel like a piece of shit? You give me the fix. You tell me what I need to do.
Well,
and that's the problem with society. They give you the fix. They tell you why you're feeling a certain way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They want you to. They pick things for you. They make sure to change language that they deem offensive, but they're okay with calling you something that you think is offensive, but it's okay to call somebody a Nazi when they're clearly not a Nazi. They're not a racist. They're not a fascist, but they'll name them that person, you know?
Right. Hey, I'll tell you what, man, my eyes were open. They've been open for a while, but my eyes really got open when they started fucking putting a commercial out for restless leg syndrome. Like, you're gonna fucking announce something to somebody that might have anxiety or something like that. Like, if you have anxiety, you're gonna move around, but you're gonna classify that as restless leg syndrome. Like, you're just fucking trying to drown society in pharmaceutical medications to make them docile, so we can't stand up as a group and fight against what's going on. You know what I mean?
Why do you think that liquor stores and pot stores are going to be open during another lockdown?
Yep.
They're same as HEB.
That's the biggest thing. And churches are closed.
Yep.
And
churches are closed. Gyms are closed because healthier people that work out are very much less likely to get it. But some reason the gyms have to be closed. Yeah. The pool needs to be closed.
Hey, go drink all you want. Go smoke all you want. Just be be a docile community.
And don't you go around any person unless it's a Black Lives Matters thing. Trademark.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's crazy. Hey, this was a great conversation, man. I like it.
Thank you, brother.
Well, did you hear that they in Redwood? This is a city in San Francisco that they had a Black Lives Matter mural. As we see here in Austin, we have one down in Congress. They put one on the street, and a lawyer, I can't remember her name here, but she's a resident.
She blacked it out.
She did not black it out. She actually said, well, okay, great. This is a public space, and since the city actually paid for the paints and everything, hey, you know what? I would like to have a MAGA one nearby. And the city said, well, we can't tell her no, so let's go ahead and erase the BLM
We should do that here in Austin.
So that's what happened. They requested it, and they got rid of the BLM mural.
Wow.
It was going to say
crazy.
They were using poster board, eventually deteriorate, so they thought, okay, it's going to go away anyways. And then homegirl's like, well, I want it to say MAGA 2020, and because they can do it, why can't we do it, right? And the city was all like, fuck, dude, okay. They have them over a barrel. They both have freedom of speech. Okay, well, we'll get rid of everybody then. Nobody's going to fucking have one.
Right.
Which is what America did from the beginning.
Yeah, and I wonder if we can do that in Austin here, but what's the fight over? I mean, did the city pay for that, do you know?
Well,
I have no idea.
Yeah. Hey, the last thing I want to discuss with you guys is really quick for the next couple minutes is how do you feel about them tearing down not only statues of repressed past, but I mean they're kind of stupid. They tore down some statues of people that did good for America. But how do you feel about them tearing down statues of past America, which was in slavery? How do you feel about that?
Well, we've talked about that extensively in the past, and I really don't have a problem with Confederate statues being removed from public land. We shouldn't glorify them, but in a way, it's the Jews didn't get rid of Auschwitz. They made a museum out of it so that you can remember.
Right.
Exactly.
But it's not up to people to go up there and just pull it down. Let's take a vote, because last poll I read, they said I think there was like close to 50% of people were opposed to taking down Confederate statues.
Yep.
Now they make a fuss over Confederate statues, but the second somebody goes and tries to paint over a Black Lives Matter mural, they're fucking they arrest that person. But no, let's take down Christopher Columbus, who Howard Zinn says was a fucking some crazy ass motherfucker that genocided a bunch of people. Like, what? This alternate history bullshit we're going through right now, like the 1619 project, all that shit is like, it's falsifiably wrong, but it's being pushed to our kids.
The frustrating part is where we think we would have done better. Like if we were in Christopher Columbus's shoes, we would have made a better decision. You know what I mean? It's like what we forget is also again the past. Like
nobody was
time.
woke back then.
Right.
Nobody was.
And that's the problem I have with them tearing down the stuff that exists now. Because if you remove history from the past, you're liable to exactly. You're gonna. I mean, if there's no history of what happened, why America is what it is, and the struggles we went through, then you're going to repeat that shit. Maybe it's 100 years down the road, maybe it's 200 years down the road.
In a way,
history of it.
Their argument is of when we just showed that street preacher and they're dancing around him to try to shut him up. Like that's what they're trying to do. Like they'll be like, "Oh no, we're not taking away your freedom of speech, your Confederate statue, or your history. We're not taking down your history. You know, you guys can still have your books, but." Who's trying to change language? Who's trying to change names of things? Like they are actively erasing history, even though they're gonna be like, "Oh, we're not actually erasing history." No, you're changing fucking names, and they've got a lot of names to go through, man.
Well, not only that, it's like where does it stop? Because to me, I see the Declaration of Independence, right? With your logic, right? With the logic that they use, why not go after the Declaration of Independence? It's written by these same racist people, right?
Well, I can't believe that they did.
That's
Well, they went after the Frederick Douglass statue.
Yeah.
I don't understand that one either, you know. But of course, the left is going to eat itself.
They don't understand it either. I mean, they're just trying to fucking wreck shit, and they don't understand it either.
And you know what I have heard is that of course that got taken down because there was white supremacists that did it. Like, well, come on now. Now I hear that a lot. That there are white supremacist agitators in the looting effort, you know, these protests, and they don black stuff, and then they go there and they start breaking stuff, and that encourages everyone else to go and break stuff. And in Portland, they've been protesting for 55 days straight, dude. The cops are coming out there every fucking night. Go ahead.
Yeah, but the mob mentality is easy to take advantage of if you have one or two people breaking windows. And you're riled up about something, you have something to say. I mean, most young kids, ignorant, uneducated kids, are going to just do what that person's doing. So you have 2 or 3 people breaking windows with a pile of bricks that was set there. If it's true or not, I don't know. Regardless, but mob mentality only takes a few people to turn 50 to 100 people over to their drive. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It doesn't take much. So if you have people that are all in their feelings about something, and then a window gets broken, like, oh yeah, let's fucking break this shit. Like, it doesn't take much to do that. So
mob mentality.
I think that is a ploy. Huh?
Yeah, you're right. It's
hold on. What are you talking about? This is a peaceful protest.
Mostly
How dare
peaceful.
you?
Yeah.
How dare you talk about those peaceful protesters that way?
It's funny. Ben Shapiro had said this. He said something about like, oh yeah, they're mostly peaceful. That's how they're portraying them. Mostly peaceful. These guys are mostly like. Would you say that about like O.J. Simpson? This is Ben Shapiro, not me. He goes, would you say that about O.J. Simpson? Well, he was mostly not a killer. You know, he was mostly peaceful. You know.
Right.
Come on, my God. Yeah, the way that they try to shift language for their own good, for their own.
And then wasn't it Cuomo where he was like, show me
man.
where it says that protests have to be peaceful.
Oh right, yeah, Chris Cuomo, the dumber of the two brothers, fucking Fredo was all like, will you just tell me where it says in the Constitution where protests have to be peaceful?
Right here. It says it right here.
Right here.
This line right here.
To peacefully protest. Well, hey, you know what? You're a good guy in our book. Do you want to reveal your name, or are we just going to be caller?
Yeah. Hey, but hey, great conversation, man. I'm glad I called in. I watch every once in a while. I like it, man. I like what you guys are doing.
Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate that.
Yeah, if you're on Facebook, we're on Facebook. Check us out. Emergency Exit Podcast. And we have T-shirts, so
yeah, for sure.
You know, sure. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
All right, Colin, you have a great one, man.
Brandon's my half brother, man.
Yeah. This is,
Oh,
family.
hey!
I wanted to save that for the end. Hey, what's up, bud? How you doing?
Yeah.
Well,
right.
I didn't pay him to call in either. So.
That was an M. Night Shyamalan twist.
That was a twist of all twists. Well, you must be Justin then.
That's correct.
Yeah,
all right.
That's right.
All right. Well,
Damn
have
it.
a
Now he's
wonderful
gonna
day.
dox.
Thanks for calling, man. Peace.
I guess. All right.
They're
Later.
gonna dox him now.
Oh, that's
They gave
great.
away his name.
We got family members calling.
Bro, you don't know how many. Okay, I'll tell you right now. You don't know how many people have hit me up, and how many people are now becoming like conspiracy theorists because of the whole Wayfair, Ghislaine Maxwell shit.
Let's get into that. Let's get into Epstein stuff because I mean, for as far as I'm concerned, we don't know anything yet. Like what I know right now is that Trump said, "I wish her well." Whatever. I don't really know her. I mean, I met her a couple times. Yeah, Ghislaine. Like it's an alley where there's a bunch of bukakis happening. Okay.
It's just funny that that's what her name is.
Yeah, well,
Ghislaine.
It's probably pronounced like more French, like Ghislaine.
Yeah,
Ghislaine. No, that's more Hebrew right there. Yeah. But no, yeah, Trump said, "I wish her well." You know, it's like, and people are like, only a fucking asshole or whatever would wish a pedophile wish them well. It's like, well, allegedly, first of all, we don't know anything yet, and yeah, she's probably a scumbag. But maybe she's got a lot of information, and wouldn't you wish her well? Because right now they're moving her from cell to cell. They're making sure this B word doesn't get killed at all. But there's something bigger at play, and I want to read this here.
Yep.
So go back to the top there. I'm going to read it so I can look at the camera easier here. Son of federal judge in Epstein case killed. Husband wounded after opening front door for gunman posing as a FedEx driver. This is reported by KRON4.com. So in New Brunswick, New Jersey, a gunman shot and killed the 20-year-old son of a federal judge as he answered the door of the family home Sunday in New Jersey and shot and wounded the judge's husband before fleeing. According to judiciary officials, the shootings occurred at blah, 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 blah. I wanted to get into what the judge here is about because the judge was assigned to, I think it was something, does it say what she was in here for? It had something to do with his Epstein's finances.
Yes. So
she was supposed to be looking into the finances.
What the judge was doing was going into, I think it was Deutsche Bank's finances because Deutsche Bank was one that was Epstein had his money in.
Okay.
And so Epstein goes into the meeting is, kind of saying, hey, I want to bank with you, this and that. And he even asked them, would it be odd in a sense to kind of how much money is too much money to take out cash, like 10,000? So apparently banks are told if anything shady like that is asked of you, that's a red flag right away. But they let everything slide. Apparently he was taking out like tens of thousands of dollars a week in cash and like paying like just a lot of shady shit. So she was looking into that because think about it. When you see, right, if you're going to look into this bank that Epstein banked with, and you're going to see all the wire money coming in and you get to trace all that money back, you're going to trace it to where that money is.
Sure, and yeah, this is crazy because a guy dressed up as a FedEx driver knocks on the door of a judge that's looking into Epstein's finances or is presided over an ongoing lawsuit brought on by Deutsche Bank investors who claim the company made false and misleading statements about its anti-money laundering policies and failed to monitor high-risk customers, like you were saying. The guy knocks on the door like a FedEx driver and starts blasting, shot the kid through the heart and shot the judge's husband, which he got away without dying. This here is crazy. So let's go to the next. Let's go to number 11 here because they have a suspect in this fatal shooting here. Suspect in fatal shooting at home of Judge Salas described himself as an anti-feminist lawyer, once argued a case before the judge. So CNN is reporting this. On his website, the guy's name, Roy Den Hollander, described himself as an anti-feminist lawyer who defended men's rights. I read that it makes people would laugh and scoff but there are people that we should be fighting for men's rights.
Yeah, like
people go, "Oh, we're fighting for men's rights," and they're like, "Oh yes, we're fighting for men's rights," and they're like, "Ha, yeah, what do men need?" There's a lot of things like. Oh, actually, he says he had unsuccessfully filed lawsuits against bars and nightclubs offering ladies' nights. Okay, I don't care about that.
Yeah, that
one.
was dumb when I read that.
Claiming they violate the 14th Amendment. He also filed suits against the federal government challenging the constitutionality of its Violence Against Women Act, the Female Fraud Act, he referred to it, and against Columbia University for its Women's Studies program. Like, so they have Women's Studies, they have Female Fraud Act, but where's the men's stuff? So he just wants equal rights for everybody, but people scoff because they think women have less rights than men, so we should have these extra things. Same thing goes with like affirmative action. You know, we're going to be racist by just allowing black people into our certain program.
Yep.
But it's because, you know, generally they weren't making it into our colleges anyways because of systematic racism.
Yep.
Like, come on. I get this guy. Well, I mean, I don't I don't get
Well,
him.
and I
But
was going to say, so apparently I had read, and again, this is just internet theory right now, that, well, no, this is actually true about, like, so he lived in Russia.
who, this guy?
This guy married his a Russian woman who turned out to be a spy apparently or something like that.
What?
She ends up fucking suing him under this woman whatever Violence Against Women Act or whatever.
Yeah.
And sues him and like I guess
how he got into the male's rights
Well,
stuff?
and I think that's what like sparked the whole like no fuck this bitch kind of thing and going after women. I think that's what sparked it.
Yeah, the women do have a lot of rights that men aren't granted. Like you can say, well, okay, what do men have that women can't have, or what? Yeah, but what women have that men can't have? Let's say that your girlfriend, you live with her, your wife. Let's say your wife starts hitting you and beating you, and you call the cops or whatever, or she calls the cops, but she's been beating you. You get taken away no matter what.
And I'm Mexican. She's white.
She starts doing this thing like.
Fucking Fear with Marky Mark.
You mean she's doing Marky Mark?
She's doing Marky Mark.
She's
Sonny. Yep.
Okay, so federal authorities on Monday said Den Hollander is suspected of shooting the husband and son of U.S. District Judge Esther Salas at her New Brunswick new house or whatever. So the attorney, and basically this piece is about talking about him being like this sexist, bigoted fucking guy, right? Why would CNN... Okay, so there's a judge's son that just died. There was a suspected gunman, and they're going, okay, this guy was a homophobic, fucking racist, bigoted guy, that sexist guy. That's most importantly, sexist guy. Like, why are they like mentioning all this stuff? I mean, is it important? So next thing we want to go is to go to the next link number 12. This is from NPR.org. The anti-feminist suspect dead after son of federal judge. Yeah, we all read that already. But the suspect in the shooting of that district judge is dead, according to the attorney's office for the District of New Jersey, confirmed Monday afternoon. Isn't that odd? He's dead. Isn't that odd? Now, did he commit suicide? Well, first of all, if we read through this, which we're not going to go through it all, the guy, it's an investigation which they're not revealing anything. So let me get this straight. We have a guy accused of pedophilia, which was a convicted pedophiliac motherfucker.
Yes.
Who finally got busted for something else, went to jail, was on suicide watch, gets pulled off of it. The people supposed to be watching him lied under oath about they lied about where they were. Yeah. They were sleeping or whatever. The cameras watching the cell are completely gone. The guy is dead. The autopsy said he committed suicide. Independent autopsies were saying there was a special bone in his neck that could not have been broken unless strangulation.
Yes.
There's no way he could have done that in his cell because Steven Crowder did this whole thing where he built a studio or built a set where it was identical to Jeffrey Epstein's cell, goes in there as Evel Knievel and just tries to hang himself. Legitimately tries to hang himself. Doesn't break that bone.
Nope.
So he committed suicide. He was murdered. Anyways, now Ghislaine Maxwell is finally apprehended. The right-hand woman of Jeffrey Epstein, as far as we know. So there's a judge looking into the finances of Jeffrey Epstein, or rather the mysterious why the Deutsche Bank is allowing all this extra money when it's obviously suspicious earning or a suspicious spending. There's a judge looking into that. So some crazy guy, men's right activist, goes to the home of this judge and shoots it because there's barely a little connection because he was a lawyer, this guy. There's a connection because he fought for a case. He didn't even complete the case. He had to back off from the case. That's the connection. He kills...
Which was 5 years ago, by the way.
5 years ago. Kills some of that family, the judge's family members, then comes up dead so that we don't learn anything. This is all way too suspicious. This is like Clinton body count suspicious to me.
And
it may be Trump body count. I don't know. There's pictures of Trump with Epstein, but Epstein was kicked out of Mar-a-Lago or whatever it was, the Palm Beach or whatever.
After he made a pass to a young girl.
Yeah, and he banned him. So there's some things to say that, oh yeah, Trump wouldn't allow that fucker guy, but there's like one little picture of them together, and everyone's all like,
and what I was saying you a while ago was the reason
Bill Gates and shit.
Well, no, but the reason that Trump befriended Epstein was because at the time that Trump had befriended Epstein and other people that's when he had filed for bankruptcy. That's when his finances were going down. So when he was with other people, they had advised him, hey, you need to rub elbows with people you want to come back up. Epstein was one of them because everybody knew Epstein has the money. Epstein has the pockets.
Talking to that mic.
Yeah.
I feel like you're not loud enough today.
Ooh.
You.
Me?
Yeah.
I
feel like you're fading in and out because you're not close enough to the mic. Sorry. But you're absolutely right. And yeah, Trump was all like, I don't know anything about Trump. I'm not going to say that he the thing is, Epstein was a financial guy, right? And that's what he knew. He was able to make money, and maybe there was something that freaked him out. But I just don't think Trump is that sort of dude that will fuck little girls.
Yeah, no, me neither.
You know? But I don't know how young. 17 is young, 16 is young, or whatever. But have you not seen a 16-year-old? The 16-year-olds we grew up with are not like the 16-year-olds that are going out there. Okay. That sounds really bad, but the thing is that they are acting more.
Well, and it's not even that. It's things like YouTube that shows you how to do makeup tutorials and contouring and all that. Yeah, they look. I mean, adjacent.
The whore adjacent. They learned to twerk, something we didn't have.
Nope.
The chicks had when we were growing up. Yeah, I mean, there's this whole sex thing. Porn is available widely on the internet. You can go on Reddit.
Porn is on Twitter, but not Alex Jones.
That's what I was saying about the Donald Reddit page.
That's true.
The Donald Reddit page got eliminated. Gavin McInnes's Reddit page got eliminated. Yep. But you can go to fucking I don't know any porn stars' names, but you can go to any porn on fucking Reddit. And that's fine. You can find straight up penetration. But God forbid you have a fucking conservative meme with Pepe the fucking frog. Yep. God damn it. The fucking internet is so fucking weird. I don't know what to say about Epstein except that there's something fishy going on, and I can't wait to figure it out. And I would get if Trump had nothing to do with it and wanted listen, Clinton rode on the Lolita Express 20-something times, 26 times.
And that's written in the log.
No wonder he said, I wish her well, because all the information she's got on fucking Bill Clinton and the Clintons or whatever.
And Prince Andrew.
You want that stuff to come fucking out. Of course you said fucking...
Well, even think about... what was the...
Or maybe it was I wish her well and I can't wait to kill her. Maybe he's behind it.
I don't know. But I'm saying even... What were the couple, the prince and the whatever who left
Meghan Markle.
Yeah. I feel like they know something's going on too.
And they knew they had to bail out.
Because Prince Andrew's tied into this. Big time. Big time.
Prince Andrew. When are we going to get a fucking king over there finally? We had Prince Philip, who was the Duke of Edinburgh or whatever. So he couldn't be the king, but he was married to the Queen.
Yeah. I don't know how that works, man.
And then you have Prince Charles, who I guess when the Queen dies, he becomes the king.
Mm-hmm. But that bitch is never going to die.
So who is Prince Andrew? Is that Charles's brother?
I think so.
I would guess, right?
Yeah.
Younger brother, looking like a fucking royal George Bush.
That guy's weird, man.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch the interview they did with him?
No,
and
I saw some clips, and
Yeah.
he was like, "Yeah, he did whatever to make me like feel comfortable or whatever." Some weird stuff
well,
like
no,
that.
it was that picture that he has with that girl.
Right. Yeah,
and he was like,
we're royal and we don't hug.
Well, no, but she even says like, he's like, were you there this night? He's like, but she has a picture. He's like, have you seen the picture? Yes, I've seen the picture. That's you, right? Yes, that's me. And that's you with your arm around her. Well, I don't know. You know, it could be doctored, and it could be, and it's like,
wow,
what?
Well, you know, it could have been. All right, we got to get into this Fauci stuff because we're running out of time.
Oh yeah, Fauci.
So Fauci's a fucking liar.
He's a son of a bitch.
Listen, I love scientists. Like some of my favorite people are scientists. Fucking talk about Bill fucking Nye. Talk about David DeGrease Tyson. You know, David DeGrease, Neil DeGrease Tyson.
Neil deGrasse, yeah.
Here's the thing, like
Barney.
Here's the thing with Fauci right now is that Fauci said no masks. And let's play this video from the 60 Minutes interview so that we can get a better understanding of what he actually said. Now, listen to this, Rob.
People should not be walking around with masks.
You're sure of it? Because people are listening really closely to this.
Right now, people should not be walking. There's no reason to be walking around with a mask.
There's no reason to be walking around with masks.
When you're in the middle of an outbreak, wearing a mask might make people feel a little bit better, and it might even block a droplet, but it's not providing the perfect protection that people think that it is. And often, there are
so if I record this
consequences.
and go to the gym tomorrow, and they tell me to put my mask on, and I show them this, is that good enough for them to be like?
So people would tell you this. They'll be like, "Well, you know, science changes all the time," and you know, like, yeah, I get that part. But let's go ahead and play number 19 here because he was in a deposition here, and he was asked by McKinley. I think he was a representative. It was a house, some sort of house hearing, and he was asked by this guy McKinley if he were, because now he says, of course, now he says, okay, it's cool to wear a mask. You know, it's cool to wear a mask. You know, you can wear bandanas as long as it's cloth or whatever. Let's listen to this real quick here.
It's late, and I got.
He was asked if he regrets
a newspaper article that as late as March 31st, there was no consensus on wearing masks. And the president, as you know, relies on your expertise. Do you now regret not advising people more forcefully to wear masks earlier?
Okay, we're going to play that game. Let me explain to you what happened back then.
It should be a yes or no.
No.
We're going to play that game again. Like, okay, but wait a minute. You told, like, we just played the clip.
Yeah.
He said they're not needed. You know, it just makes people feel safe. Like, he didn't, what he's about to say next is going to shock you. Listen to this.
Oh, there's more than a yes or no by the tone of your question. I don't regret that because let me explain to you what happened. At that time, there was a paucity of equipment that our healthcare
a paucity means a shortage, by the way. Go ahead.
Providers needed, who put themselves daily in harm's way of taking care of people who are ill.
Right.
We did not want to divert masks and PPE away from them to be used by the people.
Okay.
Now that we have enough.
That's the reason why you lied to us? Yes. That's the reason why you put people's lives at risk?
So all the deaths that happen, are Fauci's fault.
He told people, yes. He told people masks aren't needed. Should we play that clip again? Masks aren't needed. It just makes other people feel safe. And then he goes, oh, now we got to play this game, huh?
Yeah.
Like, oh, no. It was because there was a paucity of masks and there was... You didn't say that. You said something completely different. You are a scientist. You could have just been like, listen, everybody, masks are great, but right now, don't worry about wearing masks. The people that need them. Don't go and buy a mask. Knowing that, even if he said that, there'd be a fucking, like toilet paper in the store. People would be buying it like crazy. He lied to us on purpose.
Yeah.
He lied to us on purpose. Fucking liar. Now, dude, I get it. I get why you lied. I'm not going to fucking say, oh, you're a liar and I'm not going to wear a mask because you're a liar. No, masks absolutely do something. Matter of fact, I wear this thing at work, okay? It is a face shield.
Yep.
Okay, and I'm hearing people talking shit about it. Now they're not talking shit to my face. I'm hearing it in the grapevine because bad gas travels fast in a small town, right? Fucking, they're saying, oh, it's not as safe as a mask, dude. I'm wearing a mask, a face shield that you cannot. If I put a candle up in front of me and it would not go out.
Yep.
If they did the same thing, it would go out.
Yep.
Like my air is going straight down, maybe to the side and back. But it is going straight fucking down while theirs can still go through their masks. And they're like, well, you should be wearing this and that. Anyways, that's my gripe with that bullshit. But I'm still wearing a mask every day. I go out and I wear a mask.
Same.
Otherwise, you're going to be ostracized. And I'm not worried about getting it. I'm by all available evidence, if I get it, I will be sick, if anything, a couple weeks. I'll stay at home.
Kind of like the flu.
And then after that, but except it spreads a little bit quicker. After that, I'll have antibodies, and there'd be no reason for me to wear a mask. But of course, you're going to have to wear a mask. The person at work that got it, they're back now, and they're still wearing a mask. And I'm like, you don't have to wear a mask at this point. You got it. You have antibodies. Your T cells are good to go. Which they're saying T cells are a big fucking thing. Now, T cells, I don't know what. Let me see if I can look up what T cells actually means.
How do I get more of them?
Because T cell is a. Anyways, people with hidden immunity against COVID-19, T cell, it is a white blood cell that's essential part of the immune system. If the older you get, the less T cells you have, and they think it's correlated with COVID. That's why old people are dying a lot more, and why children aren't fucking dying at all. Yes, there have been a couple of them. There's always a little bit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they don't tell you. I was listening to NPR today, and they were talking about, we're not opening schools because the teachers this and that. It's like, well, the children aren't dying from it. And they're sort of going, how many kids have actually died of it in America? And I think it's been like 12. And they don't tell you if this kid had underlying conditions, because no doubt they probably did. A healthy child that gets this will not die from it. They're talking about school. Ben Shapiro's friend on whatever, he said, dude, the kids can go to school. If the teacher is so afraid, they show up on a fucking big screen in front of the school, in front of the class, and they teach that way. But no, the teachers' unions are fighting for that. And instead, we can have younger teachers coming up and teaching the kids. No, the old teachers need to keep their fucking jobs instead of, learning to code or something.
They need to learn to code, man.
Whatever. Oh, man. Let's get into some more here. But yeah, that was my Fauci.
T-cells.
That was my Fauci bit there.
That T cells are good for you.
Like, I'm all for scientists. I am all for them. But when you got caught in a lie, a blatant lie. Now, I get why you lied, but you still lied to us for a certain reason about masks. When, by the way, the masks that he recommended later weren't the N95 or whatever. They were just like bandanas. You can wear bandanas. He could have just said, you know what, the masks, listen here. We need the frontline workers to have N95 masks. Y'all could wear fucking bandanas.
Just fucking wear.
He could have fucking said that. He could have fucking said that. But he didn't. He lied to everybody and said, no, they don't actually work or what. He didn't say they didn't actually work. He said, it just makes other people feel better. Wearing a mask might feel safe, but it actually makes other people feel safe around. Nobody needs to be walking around with that. He could have just said, wear a bandana. The frontline workers need it. I'm the scientist. Fuck you.
Yeah.
But no, he lied. He fucking lied. And you fucking know it out there. He fucking lied. All right. Let's get into this video right here. So no. Let's go to number 13. It's because we're in that thing about children going back to school.
Yes.
And MSNBC gathered a bunch of the top pediatricians rather, and asked them, "Would you want your kid to go back to school in the fall?" This is what they said.
Would you let your kids go back to school?
I will. My kids are looking forward to it.
Yes. Period. Absolutely.
Absolutely. As much as I can.
Without a hesitation.
Turn it up a bit.
Without a hesitation, yes.
I have no concerns about sending my child to school in the fall.
I would let my kids go back to school.
Dr. John Torres, NBC News.
Look at this guy's face.
They all said yes. They all said yes.
Look at that face. They all said yes.
They all said yes.
Just with that look on his face. So, the top doctors that treat children, specialize in children, are saying, yeah, I'd send my own kids. But the teachers' unions are trying to get you to think that we don't need the kids to go back to school. What do you guys think out there? Do you have kids? Do you want your kid to go back to school in the fall? I know my girlfriend wants her kid to go back to school in the fall. Well, he's a preschooler.
I mean, I'll go back to school in the fall.
Just want to get rid of the fucking guy, right? During the day, fucking shit. Isn't that odd? I'm surprised they even aired that. And the anchor didn't even fucking know. He's all like, well, they said yes.
I know he was like getting ready for like, oh, that didn't go the way I wanted it to.
I've got to take a piss. Would you look at this video? We talked about Chapete last week here. Number 2. Now, she said, well, the crime is rising in New York because, people are desperate.
Oh, yeah.
And they just steal some bread. Crime is up like 3 million %.
My favorite politician.
And I wanted you to watch this video because this video is pretty brutal. So, by the way, this is not safe for work.
Yeah.
But our show isn't already. So, some guy in New York stabbed a couple people on the subway. And maybe you could read some of this thing while I'm out and taking a leak. Because I'll be out for just a second. I really got to go. I really got to go here. Here, read that.
All right, is this playing?
Oh, yeah, play that tweet right there.
Yeah, there it is. What the fuck? The fuck? What in the hell?
That was something
so
else.
wait, what's going on? What is it? What is it? What does it say?
It's
the
subway
video
fight apparently. I don't know. I mean, the suspect can be seen, however, attacking one of the passengers who appeared to step in to help after the first victim was allegedly cut by Chambers' knife.
What in the hell? This guy just ran up on them?
This is what democracy looks like, puto.
So what is there any explanation of what's going on?
No, not really. This guy, I mean, I just wanted to put this up here because we talked about the rising crime.
Yeah.
And, these guys, I don't know what they did to provoke this fucking guy, if they even did provoke him. But...
And who the fuck is recording?
I don't know. It's crazy on the fucking train. Oh, I think they stopped, and so everyone fucking, fell back. And then this guy fucking comes in and just starts stabbing. I mean, at least he's wearing a mask,
Yeah, it's true.
At least he's wearing a mask. And the thing is, there's crime. This place is riddled with crime.
Yeah.
And they want to defund the police. There are people saying we need to refund the police.
Yep. That's fucking crazy, dude.
I don't like showing these kind of things, but when we are told that, we don't show all the crime in the world, but for some reason, and I know the answer to this, for some reason, there is an disproportionate rate of crime being done by a certain community, right? And it's sad, and I know why. This community was incentivized to not have parental or a father figure in their life. And matter of fact, this will bring me to number 15. So this was Don Lemon in 2003.
Oh, man.
2013 with some tough love here.
Good old Don.
He talks about this exact thing. So let's go ahead and just get right into it here. This is the
Jury has
reason
reached
why
its
there's
verdict, one that everyone must accept. It's time now for some tough love on the subject. Someone on another network got the chance to go first because I couldn't go during the week. I'm only here on the weekend, so listen to this.
The reason there is so much violence and chaos in the black precincts is the disintegration of the African-American family.
He's got a point.
He's got a point.
In fact, he's got more than a point. Bill?
Raised without much structure, young black men often reject education and gravitate towards the street culture, drugs, hustling, gangs. Nobody forces them to do that. Again, it is a personal decision.
He is right about that too. But in my estimation, he doesn't go far enough. Because black people, if you really want to fix the problem, here's just 5 things that you should think about doing.
Let's go with it.
Here's
Let's
number
go
5.
with
And if this doesn't apply to you, if you're not doing this, then it doesn't apply to you. I'm not talking about you. Here's number 5. Pull up your pants.
Pull up your damn pants.
Some people, a lot of them black, gave me flack for saying that recently on the Wendy Williams show.
How you doing?
If you're sagging, it means I think it's your self-esteem is sagging and who you are as a person. It's sagging. Young people need to be taught respect, and there are rules.
Sagging pants, whether it's Justin Bieber or no-name Derek around the way, walking around with your ass and your underwear showing is not okay. In fact, it comes from prison.
That's right.
When they take away belts from the prisoner so that they can't make a weapon.
Yeah.
And then it evolved into which role a prisoner would have during male-on-male prison sex. The one with the really low pants is a submissive one.
I'm pretty sure Don knows about that.
I get your point, Don.
Number 4 now.
Number 4?
Is the N-word.
Whoa. Now you're about to hear it, so be careful, boys.
We took the word and we took the power out of that word.
Yeah. We took this word and we made it into poetry.
I understand poetic license, but consider this. I hosted a special on the N-word, suggesting that black people stop using it, and that entertainers stop deluding yourselves or themselves and others that you're somehow taking the word back. By promoting the use of that word when it's not germane to the conversation, have you ever considered that you may just be perpetuating the stereotype the masser intended, acting like a nigger? Boop.
Sorry, I didn't want
A
you guys
lot
to
of
hear that.
African Americans took offense to that too, and I wondered if I gave the right advice. I really did. But confirmation came the very next day on my way home when I exited the subway on 125th Street in Harlem. This little kid in a school uniform, no older than 7 years old, he was crying his eyes out as he walked down the sidewalk with his mother. I'm going to be honest here. She turned to him and she said, "I'm sick of you. You act like an old-ass man. Stop all that crying, nigger."
Woo! All right.
Is that taking the word back?
So he's got 3 more. We're not going to listen to that whole thing, but feel free to check that out because it actually is pretty good. You know, he's talking about what we were just talking about. Why he won't admit this today.
No. It's like everything he said right now, I'm like, you would never say that now.
He wouldn't admit to his bias. You know, obviously he's an objective journalist. And you want to play number 14 here, and just to get that one ready. But he's right, you know. Please stop saying the N-word because, like other people, it's like I still like there are white people or brown people that grow up in that kind of culture, and then they say it, and it just perpetuates and keeps going. It's pretty crazy. But what happened to that Don Lemon? He changed.
Big time,
He
dude.
freaking changed on us, man. And this is what he did. He became an activist.
Yep.
Against Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Says, no, I'm an objective journalist. Like, really, are you? He goes on this tirade about, you know what? Let me just have you guys listen to it. This is from Up Rocks, Talib Kweli and Don
Talib
Lemon.
Kweli.
What is a journalist's actual responsibility in these times of global social unrest? And how do you balance corporate biases, political biases, and racial biases while trying to be transparent when you step in and do your job?
Well, the important thing that you said is to be transparent about it. And
And I think that my role as a journalist is to speak from my truth and from my lens and from where I come from. And I don't think those things are biases. I think those things give me expertise in this particular subject. Some people, are economic reporters, right? They report on the economy. They report on Wall Street. Our Dr. Sanjay Gupta is a medical doctor. He reports on medicine and science. I'm a black man who grew up and who lives and survives and works in America. I have a certain perspective and a certain point of view, and I'm bringing that important part of the diverse culture of this company to the fore, and I should be. And so the people who don't want to hear that, who don't want to hear my truth, will say to you that I am biased. I'm not biased. This is my truth as a black man in America.
There you go.
Does he know what the fuck bias means? Does he know?
Isn't that hilarious? He goes, people will say I'm biased. No, I'm just speaking my truth.
Amen, brother.
I was very proud.
Amen, brother.
Your truth is that you don't like Trump, and you
I am Don Lemon,
bring
the
the
president
news.
of the United
Your
States
bias
is a
is
racist.
you don't like Trump.
I think that's
not
one of my favorite things you've done. Another
I'm going to use that in
BS.
I'm going to use that in an argument with my wife next time.
This is my truth.
Oh, this is my truth, right? So you're saying I'm biased because I'm speaking my truth?
Well, you know what? No, man. I'm just telling you that's my truth. My truth isn't my truth. Here's something funny. As a magician, I'll show someone a magic trick. Their truth is I made something disappear. Does that make it a fact, or is it there something behind the scenes that I fucking did that's different, which actually is what I did? But their truth, that just show that your truth is no truth at all. It's not fact. Their truth is not fact.
Yeah,
it's just their truth. It's what you believe. Like. Your truth is that God is up above.
Well, that's not my truth. That's biblical truth.
That's the truth.
So I don't have a say in it. But even with that, even when he says this is my truth, but what if my truth says your truth is a lie?
Yeah. What if my truth is that that children want to have sex with older men?
Yeah.
Right. Like your whole argument about your truth is bullshit. She asked him about. Transparency, like all the news that I watch or that I listen to, Ben Shapiro, Andrew Klavan, they don't hide their bias.
Nope.
They say this is a conservative fucking place for news. We're not biased because we're biased, but we say that we are libertarians. This is the actual liberal show.
And even what he was saying, he was like, oh, we have so-and-so who does economics and this and that and science. And it's like, but they don't put their bias in that. The Chinese guy isn't going, oh, let me put my Chinese bias into my science and medicine.
Right.
No, he's like, I could just tell you what the science tells me. That's your job, Don Lemon. Tell us what the fuck is going on.
Don Lemon.
Limon.
Okay, we're out of time here. We've got less than a minute left, about a minute and a half left before we're out of here. I wanted to try to play this propaganda number 6 here. I don't know how long it is, but it's propaganda from Act Blue. If you guys remember Act Blue from a previous episode, Act Blue is the fundraising site for BLM. So they're taking their money and they made this terrible thing called #Gestapo Trump.
They used to treat them very, very rough. And when they protested once, they would not do it again so easily. We've become weak. The problem is nobody wants to hurt each other anymore.
And when you see these thugs being thrown into the back of a paddy wagon, rough, I said, please don't be too nice.
These aren't people. These are animals.
And I'll never forget the scene. It's not supposed to be a beautiful scene, but to me it was. It was like a knife cutting butter right through. Wow. You have to dominate the streets. You can't let what's happening happen.
Last week, we were seeing the de-escalation of the violence. We were seeing things calm down. The intervention of federal officers.
Stop real quick. Look at all those freaking people standing next to each other. Yeah, there's no way that COVID's not being spread that way. So we don't have much time left, but can you freaking believe that they're cutting all these things that Trump said way out of context, putting it to this kind of thing as if he's actually there fucking telling these people to do that.
How is Twitter and fucking Facebook not taking this down?
This is for Emergency Exit. This is everybody. That's right. Take care now. Goodbye.
If you like this show, be sure to subscribe to Emergency Exit Podcast wherever you get your pods. Come on over and find us on Facebook and YouTube, Emergency Exit Podcast. On Twitter, that's EMEX Pod. And our listener line is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 830-875-0637.